Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. Does anybody else not see the similarities?
And by this time, it's dark, nonstop explosions. So Lashana, Emma.
Angeles history, leveling entire blocks, reducing grocery stores and banks to rough.
Does this not ring a bell? Oh no, I didn't get this shirt because I was a tourist. No, I used to live in Hawaii, and in particular, some of my best friends live in Maui, and I was there at Lahaina 2 weeks before the whole thing burned down. This right here, this is from 1827. Look a little strange? Remind you of something? This is in Maui. I've been watching CNN, I've been watching Fox, I've been watching NBC, I've been watching everybody, because when I go outside of my house, and I live in Orange County, and I look to the left, I see the huge billowing smoke. Huge. You can't miss it. It looks crazy. It literally looks like World War III or World War Z. But I haven't heard anybody talk about the crazy similarities to Lahaina. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this video is going to be perfectly for you. Like, comment, subscribe. But for this video, I'm going to ask that you guys share this, because it's time for us to start talking about something huge, and it's way worse than I thought. Way worse. First things first, guys, if you turn on your news, please just pray for LA. I know for some people who are not here, LA is just one big melting pot, but you know, anything works. It is very devastating what has happened. They said that about a down power line and we did have 90-mile-an-hour winds, guys. 90-mile-an-hour winds. For some people, they're like, dude, that's nothing crazy. But that plus a fire set it ablaze. Now, for those of you who do not know a lot about the fire and how it originated and how it could start, well, that area in Pasadena in particular, this is the epicenter of it all, apparently, that area is actually filled with hills. In fact, if you look at the geographical map right here, it is all the middle of California. There's all kinds of trees, there's all kinds of hills, like the whole thing is literally like basically kind of like a mountain. So there's so much brush, and you guys already know about the droughts and all that crazy stuff in the past. I know you guys are not unfamiliar with all the fires that happen here in California. So everything is normal until we saw what happened in Lahaina. So on August 8, 2023, there was a crazy fire that happened in Lahaina in Maui. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, Maui is a part of the Hawaiian Islands. So Hawaii is a state of the United States. But a lot of people didn't know what happened. So you had a down power line, 60-mile-an-hour winds, but check this out. This is the similarities. There were no warnings in place. In fact, all the sirens that were there malfunctioned or didn't go off. So it burned up everything, and nobody knew until it was too late. That's what happened in Lahaina. And the death toll was about 102 people, with so many lives displaced. Now, fast forward till 2 days ago. You have a fire here in Los Angeles County, and same things happen. Down power line, 90-mile-an-hour winds, sets the whole thing ablaze. But this time, they're trying to fight the fires, and the fire hydrant don't work. Wait, let me get this straight. So you mean the things that I pay tickets for if I park in front of, all those crazy obnoxious red lines, even the red lines that have nothing to do, it's not even next to the fire hydrant? You mean to tell me that that's the thing that didn't work? Yeah, bruh. That's the thing we're talking about. Some of the fire hydrants in the areas where the firefighters needed to use the water, they didn't even work. Are you guys catching the similarities? So when disaster strikes, like it did in Lahaina, we weren't prepared. Disaster struck in LA, we weren't prepared. Now guys, this is not a political thing. I am not saying that this is any one person's fault in particular, but I'll get into that in a second. Nobody could predict a down power line. Nobody can predict the 90-mile-an-hour winds. Nobody can predict the perfect storm that happens. Wait a second. Isn't that why you prepare? Right? I used to play sports, or you used to do something, right? And you're playing in practice. You don't know how the game is going to go every single. You don't know what person's going to get injured, who's going to make some crazy circus catch. You don't know, but you prepare as best as you can. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. Anybody heard that saying? Has anybody heard that saying before? Nobody? All right, whatever. And now we're in a position, guys, where the toll on how many people's lives have been displaced is like a number we can't even fathom. And I don't want this video to be this long. The problem is not that there was an event that we didn't know about, but the similarities are too crazy. I'm not the kind of guy who's like this crazy conspiracy theorist about where our taxes money goes. What's going on with our taxes? I'm not that kind of guy, but I'm very confused. Why is it that in these two places, there seems to be nothing in place? We look so susceptible to destruction. Like, we know even the San Andreas, I always started thinking about the San Andreas fault. Like, holy crap, we have nothing in place. Like, we're not doing anything. And how do I know? 2 disasters happened a year apart, and we have the amount of acres burned, it's at 100,000 acres and 0% contained. Some areas they have to drive closer to the beach to grab the water to come back up, but the fire hydrants that are right there, there's no pressure. It doesn't even turn on. Why aren't we checking these things? What are they doing? If this was a job, I would have, I'm jumping around, but if this was a job, in the security job or police job or whatever, we would get fired. When those secret agents, people didn't know that kid was up there shooting Donald Trump in his ear. She resigned, but she got fired. You get fired when your job to protect something and you can't protect it. You get fired for that. Now, not because there's a disaster. You can't prevent this, like, calamity striking. However, you can prepare for it. But it just looks like we're not prepared. It looks like we're scrambling. Like, we have no clue that this, like, we never checked the fire hydrants. This is not okay. And this is coming from a California native. I lived in Hawaii for a little bit as well, but this is a California native, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? We look crazy. And I'm not surprised at this point that Donald Trump won, because he said a couple things that I'm starting to resonate with. I don't understand how we were this unprepared. But in his video, in his press conference, he talked about how we've been getting screwed over bad, and he said, and he believes that, a big part of this is just habit. That we're just, the next person gets in office and they just do the thing that the last guy did, and then the next person gets in office, but we're not really looking critically. So people can be taking advantage of us. Russia's trying to get Ukraine. China wants to get Taiwan. All these things are happening around us, and we just start in like with this great speech, and then we do the whole thing over. So by habit, we haven't really looked into anything deeper. We haven't really thought about expanding our country, thought about anything. Everybody else is doing it. We're the only ones that just kind of like, and again, calamity striking. What if one of them wants to take us out? Do we have anything in place? At these 2 natural disasters, my trust in our great, beautiful system is failing, which is why I voted for Donald Trump. That's a whole separate video. But my trust in the system is failing, guys. Why is it this bad? Am I just blowing this out of proportion, and should I be more sensitive? I don't know. Because check these numbers out right here. So there is about 38 million people in California. There are 10 million people, approximately 10 million people in Los Angeles County. It's the biggest county in the state of California. You know the next county size? The next county size is San Diego at about 3 million. That is about a 7 million difference. So shouldn't we have something in place to protect a big portion of our state? And I know that the obvious answer is, of course, Mo, like, that like we're doing the best we can. You can't kick people. Like, we should be focusing on the people who are hurting, right? I understand that. I literally understand that. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about and even worried about is the fact that I would love to focus on the people that are hurting, but I don't think we're doing anything about the people that we have. I don't think we're protecting them. We can't be if these things happen. When I saw 10,000 acres being burned and it said 0% contained, I just started scratching my head. Like, I don't know. I watched Chicago Fire. I try to, like, I'm trying to think about the shows, but I feel like we're not focusing on like the basics. Like, we're not focusing on like we're stuck in ideals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get political, but we're stuck in ideals. Like, we, United States, stick up for the little guys. So 8 billion, 30 billion, Ukraine. And then, like, you know, I grew up in Stockton, California, and I went back there for recently for a family reunion, and it don't look nothing different. Nothing has changed. The city looks the exact same as when I left. Very sad. But I love Stockton, and everybody who's in Stockton, respect, because you guys are holding the city down, because there ain't nobody holding it down for us, because the money is getting shipped off. And that's the stuff that makes my stomach cringe a little bit. Like, what are we doing? Like, we can't protect LA. We can't protect Lahaina. We can't protect ourselves here. What do you think everybody else is thinking? I believe I know. We look crazy and we look very vulnerable and weak. So we have to change a couple things. I don't know. I don't want to get into the poor handling of money, competent leadership, but there's things that I'm just like, yo. And they keep talking about this budget cut for the firemen. I gotta look into that. I'm not about to include that in this video because I think that was in the bill and I think we voted for it. I don't know. I don't know why these things are even being introduced. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe you guys know. If you know, drop it in the comments. Like, comment, like I said, share this video, because us as Californians, right? In particular, us LA folk or SoCal folk, when are we gonna step up? When are we gonna change this? This is not a political video. I'm not trying to take it there, but do we feel like something needs to change? Maybe a different, fresh eyes looking at the city. Maybe a long time, I don't know. Maybe we need all go conservative. But somebody tell me something, because it's starting to just get a little out of control. So I hope this video gets everybody thinking. We gotta start thinking. We gotta come together. I don't know what to do. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want us to come together as a city, as a state, as a county. I don't know. We got to do something. My heart hurts for everybody. If this could help anybody, in Romans 8:28, the scriptures say that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, love God, and who have been called according to his purpose. There is good that's coming out of this. There are conversations we're having. This video is happening as a response. We're definitely gonna have some discussions. And I saw a video of one of the firemen, the captains of firemen, that said if they had the water and the resources, this would be a different story. And that's scary to hear. So what happened to them? And are people gonna be held accountable for this? I mean, it doesn't need to happen on my watch, but I mean, if you and me would have got fired for accidentally leaving the fish in the vegan meal, or accidentally putting the wrong engine oil in a car, like, if you and me would get fired, then somebody should be held accountable. Anyways, Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. I would say have a blast, but stay prayed up.